Okay, guys, today we'll be watching a video, and the channel of this video, the channel that supports this video, is Planet Dolan, and I'll put a link in the description down below of the channel, and the channel's title is 10 Most Inappropriate School Punishments Ever. Let's get into this video.
Planet Dolan.
What student got arrested for working too hard? Why was a 4-year-old boy forced to unclog a toilet with his bare hands? Here's 10 cruel and unusual punishments that probably topped anything you went through in school. I'm Pringle the One, and today, I'll be your narrator. Number 10. You know when it's appropriate to have a group vote to kick one of your group members? On reality TV, Survivor got to vote people off the island, and that's fine. You know when that doesn't work really well? In kindergarten, with a special needs student. Seriously, a teacher in Port Lucie, Florida, actually thought it was a good idea to kick an autistic 5-year-old out of her class. Then she had an organized class vote in which a bunch of 5-year-olds ganged up to vote on whether to allow him back into class. They voted no by a 14-2 margin because the poor kid had only made one friend. Luckily, the child's parents moved him into a different class, and the teacher was reassigned to a job where she's nowhere near children. Number 9. In 2008, 5th grade at a school in New Jersey accidentally spilled a water jug while trying to refill the water cooler. For this terrible, awful crime, a group of about 16 students were forced by the vice principal of the school to eat their school lunches off the ground for a week. Some of those students weren't even there. They were absent the day of the unforgivable spilled water on the floor incident. But when they came back to school, they were also made to eat lunch off the floor. Years later, those students sued the school and the vice principal for $500,000 and won. Number 8. A school in Idaho set reading goals for its 4th grade students, which is totally normal. The class got to choose its incentive to meeting the reading goal. Except they didn't choose a reward, they chose a punishment. And that punishment was to let students write on the faces of the students who didn't meet the reading goal in permanent marker. Kind of reminds me of Jigglypuff from season 1 of Pokemon. 9 students didn't meet the goal, and 3 of them opted to miss recess to finish. The other 6 got their faces marked all over, even on their eyelids. Number 7. Parents tell stories about there being monsters under the bed or in the closet all the time. It's a pretty normal thing, but at a preschool in Texas, a teacher read the story, After School Monsters, about a monster who eats kids. And then, to punish a 4-year-old child for misbehaving, the teacher locked the student in a dark janitor's closet and called it the Monster Closet, where monsters would be waiting to eat them. The teacher held the door shut with her for 5 minutes while the child cried so hard he threw up. Number 6. In 2003, 13-year-old Savannah Redding was accused of bringing a banned item into her Arizona school. What was the item? A weapon? Drugs? Nah, just some ibuprofen pills. And on that suspicion, school administrators searched her locker, her backpack, and her underwear. This led to a Supreme Court case that ruled 8-1 in favor of that being totally screwed up. And isn't that like child pornography or pedophilia? Sick bastards. Number 5. 14-year-old Ahmed Mohammed wanted to be an engineer, so he studied hard and became a bit of a mechanical whiz kid. So he took a pencil case and he built a digital clock in it. He was proud of himself, so he brought it to school the next day and showed his teacher, the one who showed him how to do it. Naturally, the teacher praised him for his excellent work at such a young age and encouraged him to join the science fair. Nah, just playing, that was all a lie. His name is Mohammed, so his teacher assumed it was a bomb, took it as a threat, and called the police. He was arrested wearing his NASA t-shirt and suffered so much harassment over the following year. His family ended up leaving the country. Oh, that's goddamn terrible. Number 4.
Yeah, I would have
Diane
charged
Tran was an
them
honor student at
about
age
$1
17
billion.
in her Houston high school. Problem is,
$60
she also needed help to support her siblings. So in addition to keeping up her good grades, she also worked 2 jobs to keep food on the table. Problem is, those jobs were forcing her to miss too much school. She was still getting great grades, but she was absent a lot for her work schedule. After she missed too many days of school, the school district sent an officer to her house to take her to jail. She spent 24 hours in jail before truancy charges were dropped. Local groups raised $100,000 for her in support, but she refused it, saying, "There's some other kids out there struggling more than me." Dang, the original hero right there. Number 3. Sandra Baker was called to her son's school in Kentucky to pick up her misbehaving son. When she got there, she heard her son's voice coming from a closed duffel bag on the ground in the hallway. The teacher referred to it as a therapy bag for the child's autism. When she got him out of the bag, his eyes were huge. He was covered in sweat and he was too scared to speak. So, apparently it wasn't very good therapy. Number 2. Lots of 4-year-old boys haven't even learned to wipe themselves yet, but one boy did. He just clogged the toilet by using too much toilet paper, as many young children do. But his preschool teachers thought that using too much toilet paper needed to be punished, so they made him unclog the toilet by himself with his bare hands. He suffered cuts on his hands from it, and none of the teachers even checked to make sure he washed his hands. He could probably get some crazy bacterial infection, or even something like MRSA. Now that's terrible. Number 1. In 2015, a 16-year-old girl was told to put her cell phone away during class. She did, but apparently not fast enough. The teacher ordered her to leave classroom for not complying quickly enough. The girl refused and continued to sit there, not disrupting anyone. That wasn't good enough for the teacher, who called the police to remove her from the classroom. The girl still refused to leave and sat there quietly. So the cop put her in a chokehold and threw her out of the desk in the middle of class, putting her in a right arm cast. And for that, the police filed charges against her that could have resulted in her spending 90 days in jail. Now
So the teacher trying to...
What? Did you know that we have a countdown book featuring some of our best scripts on sale now? Links down below for the physical and ebook version.
Guys, I'm going to stop the video right here. That way you guys can copy all this. And you can, like, subscribe to their channel. Now this means I do not have to leave a link, because it's been showing Planet Dolan everywhere. So, yeah. And Danger Dolan is a part of the Planet Dolan crew. So, check that out. See ya.